Hi everyone, Chris from Stone Age Gamer here, and let's talk a little bit about component cables for the Nintendo GameCube. If you've ever tried to look for Nintendo's official branded component cables for the GameCube on the secondhand market, then you know that they're not exactly easy to come by, especially at a price resembling anything reasonable. That's why it's great that Retrobit came up with this. This is the Prism Component Cable for Nintendo GameCube. Let's take a look. Okay, here is the Retro Prism Component Cable from Retrobit. It's a pretty nice looking box. It is only compatible with this kind of GameCube. We're going to go over that in a quick second, but first let's just take a look at what's in the box, and surprise, surprise, it's a cable. In fact, they got the instructions printed right inside of the lid, which is saves on everything. That's it. That's all that's in the box. Let's take a little closer look at the cable itself. It comes in this nice bag here, and the pictures make it look like the whole cable's this super thin thing, but it's really these cables here. You can see the wires themselves aren't super thick, but they come out of this guy, which is extra beefy. This is a pretty hefty cable right here, and here's the end of it there. That's the basics. So the important thing to know is there were more than two, but ultimately two basic kinds of GameCubes. You had your newer ones like this, and your older ones like this. We are looking for these ones because these have this port in them. The newer ones, they got rid of that port. You just got your regular AV one. This special, what do they call it? The digital, the digital AV out. The handle there was casting a shadow, and I couldn't read it. Curse you, handle. You're looking for the ones that have this on them because that's the only place that this sucker will plug into, like so. Ta-da! That's all there is to it. So the big question is, the question that I've seen asked an awful lot about this product in particular is, how does it stack up to other options like Carby or the GCHD? You know, how does this compare to this? And the answer to that is kind of nebulous, to be honest with you. If you're connecting it to an HD TV, the answer is really going to be a personal thing. I can't tell the difference. I have used this cable on my GameCube on my HD TV. I've used the GCHD. I've used the Carby. I personally cannot tell the difference. Now, that's just me. I know that there is a difference. I know that these machines work differently. These pieces of tech work differently. And if you really want a serious technical breakdown, there are resources on the internet where you can look at that stuff to find out what is the legitimate best picture you're going to get out of your GameCube. But for me personally, to my eyes, it's really not a huge difference. The only place I did notice a real difference was on a standard definition television. If you happen to have an SD TV, the difference between component and AV is actually pretty noticeable. So let's see if we can capture that on camera. Okay, so here I have Metroid Prime 2 running on that Platinum GameCube over there, and what's right here, you can't really see it, I have a purple GameCube over here that's running this game on the component cables. Now, a direct feed kind of comparison wouldn't really do this justice because obviously the signal through the component cable is better than the signal through the composite cable. The difference is, what do you see on your television? So this is my CRT that is component ready, and what you're seeing now is the regular AV one that's playing over here on my Platinum GameCube. So I'm gonna move around a little bit and just kind of look at the the numbers and stuff that you can see on the top of the screen is really where I feel like you see it the most. And so that's it running on here. Now I'm going to switch over to component, and hopefully you'll be able to see what I see, which is a pretty considerable difference. This is it running through component. Now, everything just seems so much brighter and sharper. Obviously, the picture itself is stretching out to the side of the screen better, but I think that's a problem with my GameCube and not the cable itself. But you can see the numbers, everything here, it just is coming through with such better clarity, and I really hope that's coming through because it really is a stark difference. Let me actually do this. I'm going to switch back to the regular GameCube, and the title screen was a really great example of how this thing looks. So let me go ahead and reset over here. So of course, this is Metroid Prime 2. It always looks good. But there's a real clarity to the component cable version. That's all right, here we go. Again, my screen orientation for my AV is a little off. It's kind of cut off on the right-hand side here a bit, but you can see how kind of fuzzy those words are. Still looks nice, but could look nicer. Well, let's take a quick peek over at the component version. The clarity between these images is really something. I actually forgot how nice this game looked on a standard definition television until I just did this video now. But there you go. That's the difference in practice between the component and the AV cable on a CRT, which is where you'll really notice the biggest difference, at least as far as my eyes are concerned. And there you have it. The Retro Prism Component Cables for GameCube from RetroBit are available now at StoneAgeGamer.com. Thanks for watching, everybody. If you liked what you saw here today, please follow, comment, like, and subscribe, and let us know what you think the best-looking GameCube games are. What is your favorite way to connect a GameCube to a television? Are you somehow watching this video through a GameCube component cable? And if so, let us know how. Thanks again, everybody. On behalf of all of us here at Stone Age Gamer, keep playing games.